On to Kermit and Pete Murphy. Pete and Kermit were born into a family of hunting and fishing guides on an island in eastern North Carolina. Kermit's encounter with a local doctor started the idea of a flavor company. At first, Southern Flavors was a part-time work, selling flavors to the government and local bakeries. In 1946, he decided to pursue the business full-time. Kermit worked for several years to get the company to the point where he could bring in his brother Pete. Pete's organizational skills and Kermit's sales ability blended perfectly in getting the new company off to a successful start. In 1955, the name was changed to Mother Murphy's Laboratories, and selling flavors to the baking industry became the main focus. As their business grew, they became active in many industry associations. Kermit was a 50-year member of the American Society of Baking. Pete and Kermit were also some of the first allied industry members included in the American Bakers Association meeting that previously excluded the allied trades. During Kermit's tenure as National Allied Trades president, he attended every state and regional baking association to promote the National Allied Trades Association. Following Kermit's death, the Murphy family established a scholarship fund with the Cookie and Snack Bakers Association. This fund provides financial aid to member companies' children to pursue higher education. Over 250 scholarships have been awarded in Kit's name. CSBA recognized Kermit Murphy as the Man of the Year and a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2014 for Mother Murphy's 5 decades of leadership in that organization. Mother Murphy's Laboratories remains a family business dedicated to the baking industry. What started with inspiration and hard work in a small back room of a drugstore continues to grow and thrive today. Mother Murphy's is 68 years strong and serves the bakery, beverage, cereal and grain, confectionery, dairy, nutraceuticals, pet food, pharmaceutical, and tobacco industries. Please welcome my friend David Murphy, accepting for his father Kermit and his uncle Pete.
Both my Uncle Pete and my father Kermit used to like to dress colorful for conventions, and I thought it was appropriate that I do so today. And I asked my middle son Morgan if he thought yellow was a slimming color, and he assured me it was. But as I see myself on the Jumbotron, I think he might have told me what I wanted to hear instead of the whole truth. Morgan, well played. Today would have actually been my dad's 98th birthday, so this is kind of cool that it happened at this time. To have Pete and Kermit inducted with George Dees and Gary Prince, 2 baking icons that have helped shape the baking business we know today, plus for future generations, is quite an honor. To be included with Don Du Bois, who I believe is the first educator to get into the Hall of Fame, and he's helped educate the leaders in this industry. It makes this very special. And I'm not familiar with the Warburton Group, but understand from friends of mine, they're a quality group that has been very successful in a very tough market. For Pete and Kermit to be included in this group is a great honor. You know, one of the things I think is great about the ASB Hall of Fame, in this age of less than desirable role models, the ASB is recognizing business professionals that exemplify the American dream. If you work hard and are honest and give back to your industry, you can be successful. It won't happen overnight, but after a career of doing the right things, you will be successful. All of these inductees have worked hard and treated people with respect. They all give back to their communities and their industries. For the young people that are new to this industry, this is a blueprint you want to follow. If you do this, you will be successful. My uncle and my father were born and raised humbly on Davis, an island off the coast of North Carolina. And I say humbly because they did not have many possessions or indoor plumbing or electricity. However, they weren't poor because they had all they needed and they had everything everyone else on the island had. They were the children of Agnes and Albert Murphy, who were descendants of the Irish immigrants that came over during the potato famine. They were raised by a father who was a fisherman in the warm seasons and a hunting guide during the winter. They were taught at an early age that hard work and honesty was how you lived. In an effort to get a better education, both Pete and Kermit left Davis and ended up in Greensboro, North Carolina. After completing their education and armed service obligations, they started their business careers. Both were well on their way to successful business careers when a chance encounter with a local doctor started the flavoring business that is now Mother Murphy's. Early on, one of the businesses that the company focused on was the baking business. Back in the early 50s, there was a lot of local family-owned baking businesses. As I was growing up, Mother Murphy's was a startup. There was not a lot of extra money. And I remember the first real vacation we took was attending the Carolina Bakers at the grand old Ocean Forest Hotel in Myrtle Beach. And family-owned baking companies from West Virginia to Alabama came. And all the adults enjoyed fancy dinners with speakers like Paul Harvey. And one night they'd have a vaudeville night where all the companies participated. And all the children hung out together. And I'm proud to say that some of the children from the baking industry I met 50 years ago are still my friends today. We currently sell flavors to 7 different industries. The baking industry is the only industry where you can have friendly dinners with competitive baking companies, and the next day they go back to fighting for shelf space. Many of the baking companies here are friends with their competition, and I can tell you that's unusual and a big part of what makes this industry special. It's also a big part of what makes this award very meaningful to our family. We are proud to be a part of this great industry. I have often heard it said, if you are born in the U.S., you have already won the lottery. Having traveled a lot in third world countries, I'd have to agree. But I would like to add an addendum to this statement. If you are born in the U.S., you have already won the lottery. But if you get to work in or with the baking industry, you also get the multiplier. On behalf of my Uncle Pete and my father Kermit, we are honored and humbled by this award. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the grateful industry, we're honored to welcome Kermit and Pete Murphy as inductees in the 2015 Bakery Hall of Fame.